Hey everyone, welcome back to Wolverine Prepper, and I'm Paul. I wanted to start this video with just my gratitude at how many people have supported the channel so far. My second video has reached over 300 views already, and I'm just so grateful for the support. Today I wanted to talk about what weapon systems every prepper should have in their stockpile. Now, I'm not saying that this is the end-all be-all for caliber or actual weapon system or actual physical weapon, but this is what I have in some of my stockpile. Now, of course, I'm not showing you everything I have, but these would be some of the main weapons that I would use in any type of scenario. Let's get started. Before we get started showing any weapon system today, I just want to remind everyone for YouTube purposes that every weapon that I will show has been cleared and is not loaded in any way. So the first category I would like to talk about is the hunting category. In any disaster, you need to be prepared to hunt for food, whether that be squirrel, rabbit, birds, deer, elk, or whatever you have in your region. So the first weapon system I wanted to talk about is .22 long rifle. This is my .22. It's a Marlin. It is a semi-automatic, and it actually has the tube magazine that holds 8 shots. This is a rifle that my dad got me when I was a kid, when I first started to get into shooting and hunting. It also has a Bushnell Prime optic on it. It's a newer optic that I picked up just to kind of upgrade that. So the first weapon system I would go for is a .22. The next weapon I would go for is a 12 gauge shotgun. So this is my 12 gauge pump action Remington 870. I actually got this from my dad. When he passed away, it was given to me, and this was one of his hunting shotguns. It is a pump action, which in a hunting scenario, that's fine. I don't think you need to worry about having a semi-automatic or anything like that. It's been a great shotgun, and you can shoot any type of round out of it. Buckshot, birdshot, slugs. So you could really use this for any type of hunting, whether it be deer, birds, rabbits, whatever. So the next weapon system I would have is a 12 gauge shotgun. The final weapon that I would have in that hunting category is a high-powered rifle that can hunt larger game, like deer, elk, or whatever you have in your region. For that, I have a Marlin lever action 30-30. It does have the side feeding gate and can hold 5 rounds. I also have that same Bushnell Prime scope on this as well. And I have actually fitted it with this buttstock cover that holds additional rounds. This weapon I actually did get from my dad. I inherited it from him when he passed away. And this is one of my favorite weapons to shoot. And if I were to need to hunt big game, or when I do hunt big game, this is what I use. My lever action made by Marlin in 30-30. The next category I would go with are defensive weapons. These would be weapons that you would need to defend your home, your family, your compound, your community, whatever it might be. The first thing I want to talk about is sidearm. So for that, I have my IWI Masada. It is a full pistol. It's chambered in 9mm. And I know we're going to have the debate, what caliber of pistol is the right caliber, 45, 9, 380. We could have that all day. I like 9mm because it's very common, very easy to find. It is not super expensive. And I can have magazines that can hold a lot of rounds, and they're not as heavy. I'm not as concerned about put down power as like a 45 or a 40 or a 10 mil, but it's perfect for what I need. And this is not my primary system. This is my sidearm. This is my secondary system, or this is my system to get to my primary, which is going to be my rifle, which could be AK, AR, whatever that might be. So for the first thing in that defensive category is going to be a 9mm pistol. The next weapon I would like to talk about in that defensive category is going to be your primary weapon system, whether that is an AR or an AK or anything in that type of configuration, that's what you're going to want. For me, it's going to be my IWI Zion AR-15. It is a 12.5-inch pistol. It's in that pistol configuration. There's a lot of different reasons why I decided to go with this size. I find it to be easy if I need to clear space. It is easy to maneuver, but I can also go long distance and reach out and touch someone if I have to. This is my primary system. I train with it all the time. I really enjoy it and I really like it. Now I know we can go back and forth on that debate, AR, AK, and we can do that, but this is what's right for me. I'm not going to say that this is what's right for you. If it's an AK, go with an AK. If it's 223 5.56 caliber AR-15, go with that. If it's more of a 308 or 7.62 NATO battle rifle, that works too. Maybe even 300 blackout. Whatever is right for you. For me, 5.56 223 is right because it's easy. It's a common round to find, especially during times of conflict. You might not be able to find 5.56 NATO, but you can always find 223. So it's a easy caliber to find. It's not super expensive to be able to stockpile. So for me, my main weapon system for defensive scenario is going to be my AR-15. And the last weapon that I would put in the defensive category is, again, a 12 gauge shotgun. But this time I'm going to go with a semi-automatic for defensive purposes. Now, if you can only afford one shotgun, a pump shotgun would probably not be what I would go with, but I would go with a semi-automatic shotgun if you're going to use it for both hunting and defensive. Now, I will tell you, to use a semi-automatic shotgun, you need to train with it. You need to know how it works because it definitely works different than a pump shotgun. In my case, I have a Panzer Arms M4. This is a Benelli clone. It does take 12 gauge shotgun shells, and this can shoot buckshot, slugs, and this is what I would use in a defensive situation. And now for the bonus round. These are weapons that I don't necessarily think are a necessity to have as a prepared citizen, but I definitely think that they're nice to have. The first thing I would want to talk about is an AR-9. So I have a Palmetto State Armory AR-9 in a pistol configuration. It's got a 5.5-inch barrel and it takes Glock mags to shoot. The reason why I went with Glock mags is because they're so common, so easy to find that I can get them from anywhere. If I need a mag and I don't have another one with me, I can find them anywhere. The reason why I go with an AR-9 is because this is something that's easy for my wife to handle in a situation where we might be defending our home, we might be clearing the house, and she is with me clearing. The 5.56 is a little heavy for her, so this is the perfect size for her. It's the perfect weight for her, and it's going to give her those multiple points of contact. Of course, she does have a sidearm pistol, but in that type of situation, this is great to have. You also don't have to worry about over-penetration. With an AR-15 or an AK, you definitely have to be aware what's on the other side of the wall if you're shooting that in a defensive situation. So in that bonus round, the first thing I would have is an AR-9, preferably in a pistol configuration. All right, and the last thing in my bonus round is if this truly is a complete down situation, the SHTF scenario, then you're going to need something more than something that shoots bullets. So my last thing in that bonus round is going to be some type of bow and arrow or crossbow. Now in this situation, you can use it over and over and over again. For me, I have a crossbow. This is what I would use in that type of situation. The reason why I like a crossbow is because you can really shoot this at long distance, and it is almost like using a rifle. This is something I inherited from my dad, and I have shot it several times. I've never hunted with it, but I have shot it. It does come with a crank, so you're not messing your shoulder up when you have to redraw the bow. But the last thing in my bonus round that I would say to have, other than something that shoots bullets is either some type of compound bow or a crossbow. And of course, we can prepare all we want. We can have all the weapons, all the food, and all the gear to take care of ourselves, our community, and our family. But if we have not prepared our souls to meet Jesus Christ, none of it really matters. If you haven't met Jesus Christ, and if you haven't accepted him into your heart, I would say that that would be where you would want to prepare first. Because in the end, we're going to leave this world and we're going to go stand before him. And I want to know him instead of not know him. So that's all we have for today. Those are the weapon systems that I would have as a prepared citizen, and the bonus round, of course. Like I said, these are not the end-all be-all. These are what I like. What do you like? Let me know in the comments. Is there something I'm missing, or is there a better idea than something I do have? I always want to hear your thoughts, your ideas. Maybe it's a brand of weapon that I'm using that you think there's a better one. Maybe it's a caliber. Let me know. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you liked the video and share it with a friend who might find it interesting. Click the notification bell so you'll always be up to date with what I'm doing next. And as always, God bless you and God bless the Republic.